Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash, Kahalayim La Yahweh Bahashem Shai, Kahalayim La Yahweh Bahashem Shai, Kahalayim La Yahweh Bahashem Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash, the water, the water, the water. So one Makim as a high spirit wind lawyer of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Alright, today I want to go into a topic. Just going into Esau was not that guy. Esau was not that guy, alright? Because we know Western plantation Christianity, ultimately Roman Catholicism, because that's what plagued the Western Hemisphere when it comes to the Northern Kingdom. The Western Hemisphere, alright, the Southern Kingdom, alright, the Americas was plagued, alright, with Roman Catholicism. That's why the average so-called Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican is what? Roman Catholic. And they all believe in Caesar Borgia, all right? Cesare Borgia. They all believe in the Edomite. They all believe his mama was an Edomite. You know, Guadalupe, all right? Which is Semiramis, Isis is the same thing. All right, fertility goddess. All right, and they believe they were all Edomites, all right? So the whole nation had been brainwashed, man. Okay, when I say nation, I mean the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, to the northern kingdom of Israel, all right, the kingdom of Ephraim, all right, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Okay, they were all spiritually washed and deceived by Caesar Borgia, Crispus Serapis, okay? And we all know that Christianity was the Trojan horse, all right, to usher in Edomite supremacy. So our whole nation had been spiritually deceived by Christianity. That was the witchcraft that plagued the planet Earth, starting with the Renaissance period, man. All right, starting with the Renaissance period around the 1400s, man. The whole world had been deceived. All right. Deriving back to Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, then where and who is he? All right? If not, then where and who is he, man? What does it mean, the wicked? Esau, Edom. Who we know today as the so-called white man. All right? We say so-called because he's not the color white. He's stripped of melanin, man. The whole nation is stripped of melanin, stripped of pigmentation. And generally, he was stripped of melanin in his skin, in his iris, in his hair. So that stereotypical Edomite look, blonde hair, blue-eyed. All right, because his hair is not blonde. It's stripped of melanin. He turned a curse into beauty. His eyes are not blue. That's the color of you have when it's stripped of melanin. You have Israelite foreigners who have that phenotype of Edomites, but it doesn't matter because their father's line go back to Esau, and that's all that matters. I mean, their father's line go back to Israel, and that's all that matters. I'm just giving the general description of Cain. All right, he was stripped of melanin, hence his name, Esau, Ashashua. Wasted away is he. Because physically he was wasted of pigment, but ultimately he was wasted of an inheritance. Alright? Was that Malachi? The Most High laid his basically his heritage waste. Alright, his habitation waste. You see? Because he's gonna ultimately be wasted away as a nation. Okay? But Esau was never that guy. But he was a master and painting a picture of himself as that guy. This is why everything got so-called whitewashed. Doing iconoclasm, which is the manifestation of Job 9:24. When Esau came back into rulership, he commissioned Amalek artists, different artists, to paint over the Russian icons, to paint over the original pictures of the prophets and the saints. Either to destroy a lot of the pictures of the prophets and the saints, or to paint over them, man. All right, so Esau is a wizard, and he's an illusionist. He's an illusionist, man, in the sense that he knows how to paint a picture of himself as being a superior one, man. As being a supreme one. But then he flipped reality and made heaven melanin a curse. Had looking like a Judite was a curse. All right, in his kingdom, in his demonic kingdom, looking like the Most High was a curse. Yahweh Shai told the disciples, if you see me, you see my Father. But it also says in that Hebrews, it is evident that Yahweh Shai came out of the tribe of Judah. Yahweh Shai was a Judite. A Judite is a so-called Negro, but who made a caricature of looking like a Judite? Who made a minstrel show of the features that's denoting a Judite? That's descriptive of a Judite, man. Of an Israelite, but particularly a Judite. Who made those minstrel shows? Who exaggerated the eyes, that phenotype that Judah has, man? Which, that's the characteristic of Yahweh Shai, because he came out of the tribe of Judah. And he told the disciples, if you see me, you see my Father. So when Esau came in power, he mocked the Israelites, because it says it said in the scriptures that I am their song. He made fun of us. He made minstrel shows of us, man. All right. Ultimately, he was making fun of the features of Yahweh and the son Yahweh Shai and their representative tribe, Judah. But according to the books of our forefathers, starting with the book of Genesis 4th chapter, the 4th chapter, the 15th verse, it said the Most High put a mark on Cain. And that mark was the mark of leprosy. He was an anomaly amongst the other nations. All right? Get the water for the scriptures, brother. He had been that anomaly amongst the nations, man. Because in a non-brainwashed society, to be a leper, you was the one that stood out. If Jake has albinism, he's gonna stand out. All right, because it's similar. It's leprosy. Somebody who's albino is a clean leper. See, the hair is stripped of pigment, and what color does it come out looking? Blonde. The skin is stripped of pigment, and they look like the so-called white man in their skin. All right, the eyes are stripped of pigment, and what happens? They have that blue eye, those blue eyes or green eyes, and it's hard for them to see in the sun because they don't have those shades on. And what's the shades? That melanin in their iris. All right. You see, Esau flipped reality, starting with his art through the Renaissance period and finishing with his media, which media, all right, is another form of art. Because in art school, in the art world, the instrument that you produce art with is called the media. The media, like a paintbrush, is the media in which you produce the art, in which you paint the picture. And you just so happen to call technology, all right, media, the media, like the news media, or the TV, you call that media, because media is the art in which it's the instrument in which you paint the picture with. And you painted a picture of reality through your media. And you intentionally painted yourself as being superior through movies, all right, and little subliminal messages and subconscious messages that went to the subconscious. Like I remember watching James Bond 2013. I believe it was a movie where he took the charagma. But also in that movie, this is a damn Edomite. His limo driver was a so-called black man. His housekeeper was a so-called black woman. So the movies like James Bond supposed to reinforce the delusion of what? Edomite supremacy. The illusion of Edomite supremacy. Okay? All throughout his movies, Edomite was the superior one, man. In most of his movies. Because he really pushes Edomite supremacy, man. He really pushed through his movies and his propaganda. Alright? That the other nations are basically regressive, primal. They can't self-sustain. They need Edomites' help. They need Edomite interference in their countries to stabilize their countries, to protect them from their own terrorists. Oops, I said it. I can't say some words. I thought we had freedom up in here, though. You see? Esau was never that guy. But he painted a picture through his media of himself as being that guy. You was never that. You know? He put the world under a spell, man. Now the world is waking up, man, and they're exposing this man. All you see on TikTok is people exposing what Edomites have done, man. Because his way is not the way. They're telling you the people over in that land is not those people. They are not those people. But with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Hakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Abba, Kum Yasha'Allah, Shalom.